Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Just when I thought there wasn't going to be a lot of news on a typical Monday, I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, dozed for a little bit, rolled over, took a peek at my phone, and then eyes were all of a sudden unblurred. Why? Bitcoin is at $65,000 and it remains at that point right now. So we are careening toward its all-time high of 69 and change. So that's a huge deal. Something else I'm paying attention to. NFTs are making a really big comeback. The other day I told you about Pudgy Penguins. There's another one, MAYC. But now there are these NodeMonkes. Pudgy Penguins was, cruising along, doing its thing, and all of a sudden NodeMonkes comes along and does a deal for 6 of them for $3.38 million, bringing their total market cap to over $560 million. That's insane. That's insane. What it says is that the NFT market is absolutely heating up again, and we should be paying attention to that. Reason why? People that were in the market before that decided to hit the sidelines decided, you know what? We're going to come back, and we're going to come back big. And that's exactly what they've done. Something else that I'm paying attention to. There was a landmark ruling the other day. I can't believe I missed it. There's currently a case going against, what's this guy's name? Ishan Wahi and his brother and a couple other associates. With regard to insider trading, and he was a former manager at Coinbase. Well, the judge came out and said, because those assets were traded on a secondary market, it makes them securities. Last I checked, that goes against what another judge had said, that just because something was traded on the secondary market does not necessarily mean they're securities. So I'm trying to get a grip on what that means. Hopefully more news will come out and I'll get a better understanding, but that just seems a little off kilter. But still, that's going to have a huge impact on the space. I mean, just imagine, they're saying the ruling based on the SEC's Howey Test could have significant implications for the treatment of altcoins in secondary markets and centralized crypto exchanges. What they're really saying is that there is a huge problem with people understanding what a security is. There's a huge problem with the Howey Test. The Howey Test worked well back in the day. I don't think it applies well to digital assets. And there's the problem. We have a constant contradiction in perspectives from different judges. Why? Because you're leaving it to one person to interpret whatever it is they feel like, however it is, and whenever it is they feel like interpreting something. And I'm not faulting them. I'm faulting the SEC, I'm faulting the government for not taking a pragmatic approach and developing rules and guidelines that fit today's markets, right? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to take rules from decades and decades and decades ago and apply them to new ways of doing things. And that's just not going to work. It's not consistent. And one thing that you need in these markets is consistency. So the Howey Test needs to be revised, or there needs to be a new test, or there just needs to be new rulings, new laws, new everything. But we need to sit down at a table and figure this out. Because if we don't, I don't think that it's going to be cryptocurrency that's going to have the problem. I think governments around the world are going to have the problem. I was listening to somebody on CNBC this morning, and what she said was, I see Bitcoin more as a currency. And I sat there and I thought about that for a minute. It's not a currency, mind you. It's not a currency. But she says she sees it more as a currency and sees all the other altcoins as altcoins. And I sat there and I was just like, wow, Bitcoin as a currency. Well, you can't just go to the print shop and start printing more like they do with other currencies, right? There you go. There's the difference between Bitcoin and everything else. And then after the halving event, the amount of Bitcoin that will be created going forward will be less. It will be harder, which means what? Which means that it's becoming more scarce, which means what? More people are going to hold, not sell. I have Bitcoin. I'm not selling jack. So I'm looking at this ruling and I'm just saying, wow, now you have two judges. One judge says, just because it's on the secondary market does not mean it's a security. And this one's saying because it's on the secondary market, it is a security. That's a problem. That's a major problem. That inconsistency. I can easily see these people coming back and say, they did wrong. It's clear that there was insider trading, and I think that this judge should have kept the case acutely focused on that insider trading piece and not necessarily said something against a previous ruling. Maybe the judge didn't realize that ruling was already in place or that precedent was in place. I don't know, but that inconsistency causes a problem. Anyway, what's up next? Shiba Inu. Wow. Shiba Inu has just taken off. Over the past few days, it's almost at 3x. If you look at, at least, for my wallet, it's almost 3x. That's a lot. That is a lot. I had been down on Shiba Inu in my wallets. Then all of a sudden it started powering back. My son was looking at Doge. He was down for a minute, and now it's starting to power back. It's not just because people are investing in those assets. It's also because those assets are being used. If you look around the world, somebody asked me this question yesterday, and if you look around the world, Doge, Shiba Inu, they're being leveraged. They're being not leveraged, being used around the world. Like actually transactions are happening around the world. And then, of course, you do have investors like me that are just going out and buying. So you take that all and put it all together, and now you have higher prices with both. You want to know something else that's affecting Shiba Inu that is not affecting others? The burn. People forget about how much Shiba Inu burns, and the burn rate has skyrocketed as well. So that says that there is less Shiba Inu that can be traded, that can be leveraged, that can be used. And that means the burn rate is high. The burn rate, it's a cyclical kind of thing, right? Then you have people using it and you have people buying it. I buy it. I plan on actually using Shiba Inu. Right now, I'm just hodling, but I'm thinking in the future, we'll be using Shiba Inu even more. Same thing with Doge. Right now, Doge has no other use case other than I'd like to pay for that bag of chips, please. Problem is, Doge isn't really all that fast. So if I have a choice of paying for something, yeah, I could use Doge. I'm probably going to use Solana. I'm probably going to use Polygon. I'm probably going to use Cardano. Have you seen Cardano? Have you seen those coins as of late? Even XRP, they have all skyrocketed. They have all skyrocketed. And we'll show you that in the numbers in a couple of minutes. What's up next? Then you have Axelar. A couple of days ago, I told you that Axelar had cut a deal with Ripple, right? And the interoperability coin is a very big deal to Ripple's future. Not XRP, but Ripple and XRPL, the ledger. That deal was cut. Then you're seeing that, and I'm wondering if because that deal got cut, giving them kind of a nod, basically, from Ripple, Binance turned around and listed them on their exchange. Wow. And that caused a big boost. That caused a really big boost. So if you're paying attention to, different things happening around the internet and you're doing your research, you would have done what I just did, which is I see something that happens with Axelar. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then all of a sudden they get listed, surprisingly listed, like nobody had thought about it. Then they get listed. Guilt by association, right? Axelar cuts a deal with Ripple. They start working together, and all of a sudden they've been validated. Binance says, hey, we're going to list you. Boom. Then you see it skyrocket. Makes sense. This is why I pay attention to these things. Astar and Toyota, I look at those things. Why? Because these are coins that are being validated by working with other companies to grow. Look at VeChain and 21 shares in ARK Invest. Another big boost for a company, for a project that specializes in certain things. I'm just saying, if you start to actually do your own research, you can start seeing common threads through certain events, and that can help you invest. Just saying, just trying to help give you tools. Same tools I give my kids. I don't tell them what to invest in or anything else like that, but I tell them what's on my mind and I share the news with them. So I thought that was a big deal. Something else that was a big deal that I reported on a couple of days ago is the fact that the Department of Energy and the Energy Information Administration have been probing energy usage with Bitcoin miners, which is why miners were up in arms and the whole big legal battle and everything. And both of those agencies decided, okay, fine, we will throw away the research that we've done currently and we'll restart. What does that say to you? Because to me, it says your studies were flawed from the beginning. Now think about that. You're just going to take all of that research and you're going to toss it. That's right. Because they were flawed from the beginning. So now the scrutiny is going to be on those two agencies when they restart those studies to say, okay, great. How are you going to conduct these studies? What are the parameters that you're going to use? Are you using the same parameters by which you have done previous studies in other areas for energy consumption? This is what I mean, because the industry has been working very hard. I remember having, a kind of three-way battle between my friend and her son about the energy consumption of Bitcoin miners and things like that. Well, now it's very much different because you have a lot of Bitcoin miners that are using sustainable energy. And I don't think those agencies made a point of capturing that. Just know you're just using this much energy. We could be, but if we're using sustainable energy, there's no impact, right? There's far less impact. So what are you talking about? And I think that's where they got flawed. Again, the reason why I bring this up is because if you look at the cryptocurrency space, you're starting to see the bad things start to get shaken off. That's what's going on. Things are starting to fall by the wayside. All the BS that was spoken about is kind of like, oh, well, I guess we could have been wrong. Let's redo that study. Oops, mea culpa. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, yeah, redo that. Because we need to start sharing real information with people so they can make the right investment decisions and not just try to create this idea of this is bad because, and just pile on with more and more BS. That doesn't work anymore. It really doesn't work. Information flows far too quickly and people can find out the truth real fast. Something else that I'm paying attention to, apparently, there's a bill being touted by a couple of senators that is pointing toward stopping the U.S. government from creating CBDCs or a CBDC. Think Fed now. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it and I'm just saying to myself, there's a huge push to stop, cryptocurrencies. Great. Why? Because something you want to stop it because you want to do a CBDC, and a CBDC has too much big brother going on. So I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, yeah, that's going to be a problem. I think any country that dives into a CBDC is going to have a problem, because why do you have a CBDC when all of these other technologies already exist? What do you do? What do you need to do with a CBDC that you can't do now and that isn't already addressed by a cryptocurrency? Oh, we need to make it digital. Why? It's already digital. Who walks around with dollar bills and change in their pocket? Maybe grandparents for the grandkids, right? But most people don't walk around with, money in their pocket like that. They walk around with debit cards and credit cards, their phones. So I'm questioning the idea of a CBDC. Somebody needs to break that down for me, and why, what its usefulness would be. Right? That's really what I'm looking for, because from what I see, what they can do with the CBDC is pretty damn scary. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. All right. So let me do that. Now, I always forget to put my watermark on. I need to start doing that again. That's really bad. So let me refresh this, because I haven't refreshed it since I started shooting the video. Alrighty. So if we're looking at who's doing poorly, I can't believe with everything that's going up, we actually still have coins that are doing poorly right now. The graph is down 5%. That's just within there. Dog with hat is down 5%. Not a big swing. Arbitrum, surprisingly, is down as well, 5%. Again, 5% rule. 5% I'm not going to really pay too much attention to unless I'm actually just day trading. Unless I'm just scalping and I'm just watching the sways. Okay, fine. Right? Then, I keep looking who else is on here I'm paying attention to. Psy, which is the name that I'm paying attention to, 6% down. That's about it. That's about it on that list that I'd be paying attention to. Somebody had been hammering me. I think it was Charles was hammering me on QTUM, and he had done some research. He hasn't posted it yet. I'm hoping that he goes over to growmybag.tv and posts it over there so everybody can see the research. The problem with posting on YouTube and other platforms is the fact that you have to find that post within all of the videos that are there, as opposed to on growmybag.tv. When you post to the feed, everybody can see it and everybody can actually enjoy the research that you've done. So please do that. But Qtum is up. Quantum is up 52%. I still don't know what this coin does, what they're doing with this project. They're not really on my radar yet, except for somebody asking me about it, Charles. But it's at $629 million in terms of market cap. So I should be paying attention to them. Again, above 500 million, I should start paying attention to you, because that means that you've got some kind of momentum, because it took a hell of a lot to get there. You're not at that 1 billion. But $500 million, that's not easy to achieve. It really isn't. So hat tip to them for getting there. Pepe, some of you guys I know are still trading in Pepe. I don't. But it's at 31%. Bonk is up 31%. That's actually a big deal. Let's see who else is in here that I'm paying attention to. Phantom is up 27. Cadena, not something I hold, but I know people are paying attention to it. It's up to 27%. Or up rather 27%. It's still less than, think about this, Cadena's been around for a while. I don't think Quantum has not been around for that long, and Quantum is up 629 million versus Cadena's. So I do pay attention to that. Who else is on here I'm paying attention to? Waves is up 18%. Shiba Inu is up 16%. Bear with me as I keep going down, because I haven't looked at this list except for just now. People keep telling me, oh, I don't understand why you like Stellar, blah, blah, blah. I told you about Stellar yesterday, and here it is up 12%. I'm just saying. Similar technology to XRP, Stellar's up. Just saying, again. So that's good. Oh, Sats, Ordinals is up. Ordinals has been making moves. Pay attention to Ordinals. Ordinals has been making moves. All right. I keep telling you guys, we do have the articles right here on the site. They're right there on the site, and we have tons of articles. And let me see this might actually take a little bit long to actually bring up, but I'm just curious to see, how many pages there are in terms of articles, because I think we're floating like 3, 6, 9, 12 per 98 pages of articles. Not bad. I mean, we're doing some work here. We're doing some work. If you're looking at the U.S. government this week and economic data, we've got Powell speaking on Wednesday. We get factory orders on Tuesday. Thursday, we're getting initial jobless claims and U.S. productivity revision numbers, U.S. trade balance. Those are all those are all inflationary numbers that get used. Then you have the New York Fed president speaking on Friday, and then you have hourly wages and the U.S. unemployment rate on Friday. So those are actually big things that we should be paying attention to. Fear and greed index. Yesterday it was 83. Today it's 82. I'm expecting with Bitcoin going up, the fear and greed index will go up tomorrow as well. DeFi Llama, we were at 114 and change. Yesterday we're at 118, solid 118, above 118, above 118 and a half. So that's a big deal. Then you have Bitcoin right here again at over $65,000. Remember I had this little blue band right here? And we've blown through that blue bands. And I said, if we go past 63,714, the next number is going to be 65. And that's exactly what's going on right now. So do I expect it to pull back a bit? Yes, I absolutely do expect it to pull back a bit. But I'm going to tell you, my dollar cost averaging strategy is just buy, 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 buy. Why? Because I think it's just going to continue to go up. That's why I'm buying. And that's not just for Bitcoin. It's for a few coins. Let's look at the big board. Doge up to 16 cents. I was speaking with my son a few days ago. It was at like 10 cents. Now it's up to 6 cents. 60% in just a few days. Woof. Shiba Inu up 19%. I'm just saying, these are Shibarium is a big deal for the Shiba Inu space. That's their layer 2, and it is being used. You've got dApps on there. You've got a lot of things going on. Again, no longer a meme coin. Hasn't been for a long time. That team is making moves. Glad I'm a member of the Shiba Inu army. And then you have Polkadot is up. Pepe is up. Bonk is up. Now, if you look at these two coins, they didn't used to be on this screen. Now they've been here consistently. I'm just saying there's a big deal. There's a big deal. Have you seen the price of Cardano? 78 cents. I was beefing with people just the other day about it being at 58 cents. Now it's at 78 cents. XRP, I was beefing that it was at 55 cents and it's at 65 cents now. You're talking about two coins that were way lower. Solana's up to 133 again. It's kind of hovering around that 130 to 134 number. I'm expecting them to blow out a little bit. Binance coin up a bit. We should be paying attention to these moves. If you want to look at it from a numbers perspective, here you go. Now look at this. For the first time in a long time, Bitcoin is actually outpacing year to date. Bitcoin is outpacing, Ethereum. That hasn't happened in a long time. Solana not that far behind at 31. BNB coin not that far behind at 33. XRP for the year, it's only up 6.39, but for the past 7 days is up 23%, 30 days, 24%. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool stuff. Cardano up 31% year to date. What's that right there? Doge up 79, basically 80% year to date. Just in the past 7 days, up 90%. I'm just saying, these are things that we should be paying attention to. If you look at Shiba Inu, it has bunny hopped Polkadot to hit number 11 again at 15. This is just crazy. Look at that market cap, 15 billion. 15 billion year to date. Year to date for Shiba Inu, 151.86%. That's what I was telling you. That's what happened to my wallet. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just going, yes, thank you. Can I have some more? Pay attention to what's going on. Look at where the all-time highs are. Start building your parameters for success and start taking control. Because right now, I'm telling you, I'm just looking at, just the world as a whole. Having a day job or just having a job is not necessarily going to help you get above. I told you yesterday, I was speaking with somebody and she got a 3% raise. And that was like high for her company, was a 3% raise. And I was just like, that's a 4% pay cut. Inflation in the United States is up 7%. You got a 3% raise. Your money's worth less. And your company didn't recognize that, hey, we should be, at the very least, there should be a cost of living increase that matches inflation. And then on top of that, if they do bonuses, do bonuses. But that's what should really happen if you want people to be able to survive. Right now, That's not helping people survive. Businesses are going to have to stop saying profit, 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 and start saying we're in business, we're making money. At what point do we share that with our employees? You know, the people that actually help us make money. Because the less money people can make, that means the less money they can spend, and that means they will not be buying other things. Good morning, Stitchy. Good morning, boy. Come here. You know, he's got to get his pets in. So anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope that you like what we're doing over here. If you do, please let me know, drop me a note. If you don't, give me a critique, not a criticism. Critiques are meant to help. So that would actually help me. And yes, if you look above my head, that is the date for the class that I have coming up. I will put that on pre-sales in a minute. We're just waiting for the book to come out of design and into printing. Because yes, you actually get a book. This is a real class with real things in it. And we want to help people understand how they can leverage their money. I'm not teaching you how to invest. We're telling you the history and giving you the foundation of crypto. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.